take a break and let Jeff Hubbard step in to call this heat with you. Unreal action out in the water. You guys are going to be stoked to see what's to come. I'm sure semifinal number 2 is going to be just as crazy.
Woo!
So I'm out of here. I'm going to go catch my breath, grab some acai. I'll be back for the final.
Oh, my. That was an unbelievable exchange right there from Ben Player and Dave Winchester. But Dave Winchester, he is in the finals. He is going to wait for the winner of this heat, semifinal number 2. It's either going to be GT or Mitch Rollins out in the water. GT, the only Brazilian left in this Brazilian event, the Itacoatiara Pro, sponsored by Pride. Look like we got some paddling out the back. Mitch Rollins and Guilherme Tamega. What's going to happen? Look at this. This is it. This is where we start. Oh, my. That's how fierce this is going to go down right here. Nobody had priority, and nobody's going to get that first wave unless somebody says, I want it. Hubby guys, okay, explain what just happened. Look at the paddle battle! The paddle battle, back out! Oh my, who wants it more is what it's all about. It is Mitch Rollins, Guilherme Tamega, semifinal number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the battle of the century going down. Right, look at Winnie's trying to figure out, oh, doctor. This is what Winnie has to deal with in the final. He's loving it. Hubby guys, explain to the audience what has just transpired. Are there penalties? Are there priorities? Everything.
Okay.
Woo! Okay, talk us through it, brother.
So there's a right and a left peak. No one's giving an inch.
Nobody.
They're just they know it's the beginning of the heat. No one wants to give away.
Oh, look at this. Look at this. Oh, and Mitch Rollins and Guilherme fighting for the wave, and both of them. I don't know. We're going to have to get
double interference. That's what's going to be called. Is going to be a double interference. So it's a.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. What they know is that if they both get a double, it doesn't even matter. It's just going to be.
They start from zero.
They start from zero again, so it's everyone's safe. So no one's lost.
Woo!
Still
that
on.
was insane.
So there is no love lost between these competitors. I don't know. I can't remember the last time they had a man-on-man heat, but I could have been the box where Guilherme got the better of him in the last 10 seconds. Mitch was not happy, and so what we're going to see here is just these guys are hungry. They're what it is here is both are possible title contenders. Even though Winnie's played the final and probably the world title. He's probably won the world title with that result right there. That's it. It's pretty much over.
My.
But these guys, if one of them wins the contest, there's just a slight glimmer of hope in their life.
Well, Guilherme's known for catch the first wave of the heat. Here we go. On his first wave, a big invert right there from Guilherme Tamega. Look at the crowd on the beach. The Brazilians cheering on the only Brazilian in the water. So, Jeff, now priority is in Mitch Rollins' hands.
Yeah. So what we got here is so double interference, and now we got Guilherme on a left-hand ramp. He takes off. Look, he's eyeing up the section, driving as hard as he can, and seeing this huge ramp, and he just goes straight to it, and a huge invert. So that was awesome. So that was a great way to start the heat. They had a double interference, which was really exciting for us. But then he backs it up with a huge invert. So now Mitch is going to be looking for another good wave. And what it'll do is so that double interference will half their second scoring wave. So, but they both have a half a second scoring wave. So it really doesn't factor into this heat at all. So what it is, they both got a 0.75, and that's going to be halved from here on out until they better it. And that first wave of Guilherme was awesome. And wow, Manny, this is great. So both of these guys looking to win this contest.
Hubby guys, we do have the winner of the last heat with Alex Leon. Dave Winchester, where you at, brother?
Manny, I'm down here. I've got Dave Aeroverse Winchester with me. Mate, a 9.45 and a 9.25. Why couldn't they just give you a bloody 10?
I don't know. Maybe the judges didn't have the best breakfast this morning. No, I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the scores. I scraped that first one off a little insider. So, to come out with 2 9s, I'm pretty happy.
Yeah. Well, mate, listen, you're in the final. You are in your second final in a row. You take on whoever wins this one, and it looks like it's going down to the wire with Guilherme and Mitch. There's so much action going on out there in the water.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. I was loving that double lock-up. They just both weren't letting anyone go. So, yeah, I'll be pretty pumped whoever. But, go the Aussies.
Yeah, mate. Well, at least there's one Aussie in the final. It's either going to be another Aussie or a Brazilian. And, mate, congratulations. You've got at least a second now in this event. Your world title's coming closer and closer.
yeah, just keep putting the pressure on the boys. So they kept putting it on me. So I just got to keep staying ahead of Rocky and GT and Benny and that, and we'll see what happens.
And the family's watching from France.
Yeah, hopefully the girls and Amy are watching. Love you. I'll see you soon in a couple of days.
All right, that was Dave Era versus Winchester. He's taken that one out. Let's see if he can pull off some more Era versus in the final. Back to you boys in the booth.
All right. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. If you have not been with us in the last 6 minutes, holy mackerel, you have missed some intense competition going down at the very start of semifinal number 2. What did we see, hubby
Well, we
guys?
saw double interference. They both went for a wave. They got a double interference. That's going to half their second scoring wave the entire rest of the 30-minute heat. And here, Mitch Rollins' first wave, he does a nice little backflip. Gets a 5.63 on that. It kind of comes unglued almost and then looks for the roll. Doesn't quite get it at the end of this wave. But you know what? He's got a score on the board. Guilherme's first wave was a 6.88, and that's a great way to start the heat. And he's in the lead. So, what?
Oh, my.
So actually, you know what? So, it sounds like who's ever going to have the best wave. It sounds like what the announcer is telling us that. So they're actually going to just count one wave here. So that's really interesting. So they've just announced over the loudspeaker that they're going to only account one wave of this heat. So whoever has the best single wave of the heat.
Oh, nice.
Which, you know what, which is strange because I had this conversation with someone before in Eureka about this, and we weren't sure, we thought this was what should have been. We think this is the right call, but I don't know if it's in the rule book yet. So it's a tough one. It's not in the rule book yet. What they're calling out on the loudspeaker, but it is something that has been discussed, and I do think it's the fair scenario, but we'll wait and see. Here, air reverse, Mitch Rollins. Oh, nice invert. So he's trying to, battle his way back into this heat and beat a 6.88, Manny.
All right, the double collision on the peak. Once again, what do you know and what did you hear over the loudspeaker? We're going to get a confirmation from Steve Action Jackson.
So, well, look at this. Mitch Rollins driving down the line. Drive. Nice little invert. Boom. Very clean. So we'll see if that betters his 5.63. He's got to try and beat to make a 6.88, apparently. Which is rad.
Oh, my.
Goodness gracious. So, I mean, that would be a really interesting idea if that's what it's going to take, is whoever has the best wave, they just throw your second wave away completely if you have a double interference. Really cool. Really interesting stuff.
So if that is what's going to happen, the rider in semifinal number 2 with just one, the best wave of the heat, is going to advance on to the final. And if that happens, that's going to be very exciting to watch. We got 20 minutes remaining in this heat. Guilherme Tamega in the red jersey, Mitch Rollins in the yellow jersey. And here is where we are currently right now.
So what we have here is that it's a man-on-man double interference. The top wave scored is the best wave versus the best wave. So, if you have that a double interference straight away in a man-on-man heat, it's in the rule book that they're only going to score your best wave versus your best wave. So it's pretty rad here. We're going to have the best wave of Mitch Rollins versus the best wave of Guilherme Tamega. So don't worry about the scores you see on the board, folks.
Yes.
Throw those out the window. We'll keep you updated, won't we, Manny?
Well, the graphic will show you their best wave, so keep an eye on that one number because that's what's going to be scored in this event. We're going to keep showing you that graphic, and unfortunately, we don't have we don't want to mess up the system right now. We're not going to put that into what you see in the graphic, but only keep an eye on the highest scoring wave from each of these riders. Oh, doctor.
Yeah, wow. So we got an exciting heat on our hands. We just had a great heat by Dave Winchester and Ben Player. Woo. Dave Winchester came out on top, is in the final. Guilherme Tamega might be in the final again, might be a repeat final. We may see that, or maybe a all-Aussie final with an on-fire Mitchell Rollins versus Dave Winchester. And it's pretty cool to see. Either way, Dave Winchester is almost at his goal of winning the world title. So that's cool, man. I'm really stoked for him. He's put a lot of work these last bunch of years, and he's almost there. I mean, I'd say he's there. I'd say he's got it. He's just won his world title with that heat result. It's pretty much over. But, we don't know until the fat lady sings. If Mitch goes and wins, the next couple events, or Guilherme wins the rest of the tour, it could could not happen. But, like Dave said, he just has to stay one step ahead of these guys, and he's in the final, and he controls his own destiny. He wins here. It's done. It's done. It's over.
Oh, my.
And that'll be interesting.
Well, I mean, even though this is the halfway point on the 2012 Grand Slam Series, are you saying that if Dave Winchester wins this event, he's pretty much locked in a title?
It's locked, done.
All right.
Crown him here. That's my take on it. He is 2/3, 2/1 if he wins this event. I've heard that rumors about Porto Escondido not being on. I've heard it's really possible that it's not going to be on. So that way we'll be taking only the 4 best results. And so if there's only 7 events on tour, he's just got his top 4 results, and no one can beat that at this point.
Oh, my. So we kind of want Mexico in there to make it a fun ball game towards the end of the season. But you know what? We're going to give you confirmation on IBAWorldTour.com whether or not we are confirmed with that Porto Escondido event. I personally would love to go back to Porto Escondido.
I would too.
I mean, that is one of the most consistent beach breaks that we can have. And
big waves.
And it'll add more excitement to the title race. So keep an eye on IBAWorldTour.com. Hubby guys, semifinal number 2. Holy.
This is awesome. It's action from the get-go. Guys are pissed off. They're just going head-to-head.
Yeah.
We love it.
I mean, from the Mitch Rollins we saw last year to the Mitch Rollins this year. Totally matured.
Yeah, he is on fire. He just wants it so bad. And look at him take off, driving off the bottom. Great speed line. Getting pitted, coming out with a big Rolo.
Oh, my.
Nice wave for Mitch Rollins. That's going to go into his score line. And is it going to be the best wave of the heat? We will see, Manny.
That is one of the most exciting starts of any man-on-man competition. But here's another look at Mitch Rollins. Talk about in detail how he's able to maneuver through this barrel.
So he's driving great speed line off the bottom turn, and look at he exits real quick and then punches a roll at the end section. So it's a nice wave. I don't think it's going to be the wave that wins this heat, but hey, you never know. I mean, we don't know. Ocean could go flat. But Guilherme Tomega had a great start with that huge invert on the left-hander, and that's kind of set the stage thus far in this heat. And that's what you need to do. The judges are going to be going from there in this heat and looking at the scores and seeing if it's better than that, and which makes life a little easier. So they know, 6.1. So Guilherme Tomega is still winning the heat with a 6.88.
Woo. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for tuning in to the Itacoatiara Pro, sponsored by Pride, uzket.com, and net. Shout out to everybody who's tuning in. And on our Google Plus profile page, Kevin has been there from day number 1. Carl in, Australia. Simon in South Africa. Yaniv has been there. Catherine Rollins, Mitch's sister, is tuned in as well, going 100% for her brother out in the water right now against Guilherme Tomega. Manu from Portugal. And Simon, yes, we already called you out. George in Portugal as well. And yes, Harley and the crew in Tasmania. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the road to the final.
Yeah, it's an intense road to the final. Woo! Oh my gosh, Dave Winchester has made it. He's just dominated heat after heat after heat, and has been basically unstoppable here in Brazil. He's looked in form this whole event and just surfing with such style, and he knows he's got the results. So he wasn't even really stressing. I don't think coming in this event, he knew he could put it away here once a couple of competitors started falling off, and he seized that opportunity and took it, and wow, and it's impressive.
We can see Dave Winchester's first world title belt today at the end of the day. If he pulls off a win here at the Itacoatiara Pro, standing in the way will be the winner of semifinal number 2, 6-time world champion Guilherme Tomega versus also another world title hunter, Mitch Rollins, out in the water. And right now, where are we at?
Well, Guilherme Tomega has the best wave in the heat at 6.88, and Mitch Rollins is a 6.1. So Guilherme is in the lead right now.
Explain what happened in the beginning and how that will affect this semifinal number 2.
Oh, well, there was a double interference, Manny, so that means that the top wave scored from each rider is what is the only wave counted in the heat. And so that was either a crucial mistake or a crucial great job by someone. We don't know. They're splitting the peak right and left. Guilherme on a huge left-hander. Boom. Oh, big flip. Wow. Oh, and he's going to hit it again.
He's not done.
Oh, my goodness. What is he going to do? Oh, he might have done something right there. I think he did. Oh, he didn't make it. Okay. So, wonder what Mitch did on that right. That's going to be interesting.
The camera crew here at the Itacoatiara Pro have been on it, so we will see a replay, hopefully, of what happened on that right. Here it is, Mitch Rollins.
Boom, taking off bottom turn, straight to the lip. Booyah. Invert. Yeah, so that was a nice wave by Mitch. Don't think it's better than Guilherme's, but the judges will be the decider of that. Guilherme had a great wave on that. He bottom turned, did a huge ARS on that left-hander, and it looked good. I'm not sure if it's going to better his 6.88. It might. If he had handled another roll or another maneuver after that left-hander, he would have definitely been straight into the lead. We'll see. Watch this.
Yeah, Guilherme Tamega on the left on that split peak, and he goes into an ARS, I believe, and lands it nice and clean and finds another section down the line, but unfortunately becomes unglued on this maneuver right there. Look at that front row seat down the beach.
Yeah, see, it just bent away from it. It bent. It looked like he was trying to punch in the barrel and do something else. Pretty uncharacteristic for GT right there.
Yes.
Not to do another roll and consolidate that wave, but you know what? He knows what he's doing out here. This is, basically a local break for him. It is an hour from his hometown, but it is still in Rio de Janeiro. He has grown up surfing contests here for the last 20 some odd years, and he is a threat.
Oh my. Once again, let's give you the situation in semifinal number 2. At the very beginning of this heat, it was a full-on double interference. Mitch Rollins and Guilherme Tamega did not want to let up on the split peak, and they both got a double interference. That means the best wave, the best single wave in this semifinal will advance on to the final. Very exciting, very interesting start to semifinal number 2. Manny V here with Jeff Hubbard. Hubby guys, I'm losing my breath, brother.
Yeah, you've been at it. You guys are there's so much action. We're all just excited to see this. So look, they both got the same score. So Guilherme Tamega still in the lead with a 6.88. That left-hander he got in the beginning with the nice big invert is definitely still, in my opinion, the best wave of the heat. Judges have it right, and Guilherme is winning. So wow, it's pretty intense, and people should be checking out the action in the water, but there's action on the beach too, Manny.
Yes, when the sun comes out here in Brazil, it's either the guys in the hot pants or the girls in the Brazilian cut bikinis that, they like to take care of themselves here. I've seen people jogging on the beach from, dawn, and for obvious reasons, they want to take off and strip down.
They do, and their sets on the back. Guilherme and Mitch are next to each other.
Look at
They are
this.
battling.
Here we
Who's
go.
going to get this one? Look, Guilherme, what's he going to do? He's going on this right-hander. Wow.
All right, here we
Talk us through
are.
it.
Talk us through it. Jeff Hubbard.
Deep hit. If he comes out of this,
he comes out.
Doctor, like Manny Vargas says, he's not done. Oh, my gosh. That was a great
Look at that
wave
claim
by-
right
wow.
there. That will probably be the highest scoring wave of the heat. And I don't know if you can hear it, but the crowd is absolutely erupting.
Guilherme is psyching right now. He feels it. He feels his home crowd. But Mitch Rollins has something to say about it. Mitch has priority now.
Wow.
That's going to be a very high score, but Mitch is not done. Look at him. He knows what
Answering
he has
back.
to do.
Oh, pulls back on that one, but Guilherme Tamega's deep barrel into that last maneuver. The crowd was absolutely going crazy on the beach. And let me tell you something, Guilherme Tamega, Mitch Rollins, they don't want to go down in the semifinal.
Oh, no, they want to make the final. It's an important event. $6,000, 2,000 points in line. Look at this set wave, bottom turn. He knows what he has to do.
Woo!
Driving. Guilherme Tamega, deep hit, spit out, and he comes out with a lot of speed. Now look, he's eyeing up the section. Normally, most guys would do an air reverse here, but Guilherme knows his strength is a
Look at
huge
that.
invert. So he blasts a great big invert off the end section, consolidates that score. Really smart, impressive surfing by Guilherme Tamega. I've seen that happen before, where he'd come out and try and do an air reverse, and he wouldn't make it, and that would hurt his chances of advancing. But Guilherme Tamega was an 8.75, huge score. Mitch Rollins is going to have to do something big. We know what it's going to be. He's going to have to do an air reverse. That's what set the stage here lately. It's what's getting the 9-point wives. So Mitch does those incredibly well. So Guilherme Tamega is going to have to be a smart competitor here, which we know he is. 6-time world champ, incredible rider, and just keep going at it. He can't give Mitch an inch here. And if Mitch wants to win, he has to be patient, relax. 10 minutes left. And just go for that big air reverse. I think it's possible.
As you can see, the two little X's on that first wave from each rider, that means that was a double interference. So in this case, the best single wave in this heat will be the winner and advance on to the final. Guilherme Tamega's 8.75 is the score to beat.
It sure is, Manny. That was incredible riding, really, really technical. And wow, we've got a heat on our hands. I mean, Mitch knows what he has to do. It's definitely capable of this guy. He's been surfing so good this entire event, just really on point. Him and Winnie have just been the guys to beat here, and surfing just really
my.
technical in this small beach break, but it's punchy, so it's got some lip to throw these guys out, and so that's why we're going to see some big air maneuvers. But you get a deep barrel and you end it with a big air maneuver like Guillermo did, you're going to be rewarded with almost excellent scores. What is an excellent score? 8.75 is awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, semifinal heat number 2, 10 minutes, just under 10 minutes remaining. The person with the highest scoring wave in this semifinal will face off with the Australian Dave Winchester for the final of the Itacoatiara Pro here in beautiful Brazil. I've been saying that all week long. This place is amazing. It looks like a little fantasy land down here.
Well, when there's waves like this, the waves have come. I'd say the contest director, Alex Leon, has picked it really well. I'm impressed. This is a perfect call every day he ran. Was perfect. The timing was really incredible. Impeccable work by Alex Leon here to get this done in such fashion. It may not have worked out for some riders, but for the event in general, he's ending in the best conditions. And so that is what he wanted this entire time, is have the finals in the best conditions possible. And you know what? That's looking like what we're going to see. The tide is peaking. That's why the waves have come close to the beach right now. But as the tide starts to drop, the swell is still hanging in there, and it's still really good. The conditions are clean offshore, providing for some awesome bodyboarding, Manny.
One of the most crucial decisions that he had to make, Alex Leon, was round number 4. The start of round number 4 was when we saw a couple days ago, when that full-on rain squall came in at full force. I mean, it was crazy. And he made the decision to say, okay, we have to stop now. And that was within the 5 minutes of round number 4, heat number 1. And he was able to start fresh because of that sub 5-minute postponement. And that was a huge, huge call from the director of the event here.
It was great. The weather deteriorated right then real quick. Judges couldn't see. Riders couldn't really do as much as they wanted to. And then, yesterday he resumed competition with an increasing swell all day. And you know what? He stopped it in the afternoon, which I thought was was a touchy call because the swell was still coming up, and he could have continued to run heats, but he opted to wait until the conditions were offshore and glassy, looked at the forecast really well, and made a great decision to keep it on for today, and ended up, he picked the eyes out of the charts, and hats off to Alex Leon with a great call as a contest director here, working it to his best. And look, we got 7 minutes, 30 seconds, Manny.
Hey, hubby guys, since I got you here in the hot seat, yesterday we actually broadcasted live a super fan drove 7 hours to come meet you. And when she met you for the first time, she totally lost it. And I personally have never seen that before. And I give you huge props. Class act. You actually took the time not only to sign autographs and take photos, but you actually took her out there for a bodyboard session.
Yeah, I took her surfing. She drove 7 hours. She was in tears, and luckily that wasn't the first time that's happened to me. I've had a few fans tear up and cry, and
that's crazy,
which is makes you feel so good. It's really inspiring, and so you just the way they make me feel, I just got to make sure they feel the same way. Hey, I respect how much you love and how much passion you have for the sport, because I am the same way. I'm so passionate about bodyboard. I love it, and so I took the people out surfing. I took her out. Rafaela was her name. She lived in Sao Paulo. I took her out, outside the contest area.
She was on cloud 9, that's for sure. And class act, man. I made the comparison. If a super fan of LeBron James went to the finals of the NBA and asked for an autograph or a photo, what are the chances of him saying, "Oh, you know what? Let's go shoot some hoops"? Unheard of. That is the reason why I love bodyboarding, because of guys like this, Jeff Hubbard, super class act, and you did well, brother.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I was just really happy and blessed to be in that position, and I'm glad we have fans like that support the sport. I think it's really important, and we got action, Manny. 5 minutes 50 seconds left in this semifinal number 2. Who's gonna make the final? Larry or Mitch? Oh my God!
Waiting in the finals right now is the current World Tour ranking leader, Dave Winchester. Dave Winchester, if he locks in a win here at the Itacoatiara Pro, and if the Mexico event is pulled off of the tour, he will definitely hold on to that first place ranking and have his first world title under his belt. But a lot of variables are in the situation right now. The winner of this semifinal, waiting patiently for the waves to come in, Guillermo Tamega or Mitch Rollins, can possibly put a little hold on that world title chase for Dave Winchester.
They they're going to try their damnedest. You know, look, Guilherme's still trying to get another good wave here. What's he going to do? Nope, he's waiting out there. Mitch has priority, off on his own peak. Guilherme's got second priority here, trying to better an 8.75. Mitch is trying to get an 8.76, and you know what? We got 4 minutes, 50 seconds. Mitch is patient. He knows what he has to do. He's just going to wait for that wave to come to him. He can't force anything here, man. He's either to wait for the right wave, and he can't make any mistakes. He can't paddle for a bad wave, which is, you know, in this situation, he doesn't need to better a low score. It's got to be a huge score, so it's going to be pretty easy to just stay calm and wait for it to happen.
Yes, if you didn't see the start of semifinal heat number 2, I don't know if we can pull that up, that replay from the start of semifinal number 2. But what happened at the very beginning, both of these fierce competitors want a win here in Brazil. And when that first wave came in, here's a great look of the replay. This is what happened at the very first minute of the semifinal. Both of these guys were not going to let up.
What the hell?
And that is how fierce these bodyboarding competitors are. Mitch Rollins looking for a first world title slot.
Incredible.
Guilherme Tamega. Mitch didn't want to let up. The double interference was called in the very first minute of semifinal number 2, which means now it is all down to the best single wave of the semifinals, and Guilherme Tamega is holding on to that with an 8.75.
Oh my, man, that's awesome. That was so cool to see both guys just flying down the face, just bumping into each other, raising their arms, falling off, going head over the handlebars.
That's
cool,
how much
man.
they want it. That's how much they want it.
That's how much you have to want it. That was no one gave an inch, and so they just said, hey, we're going to do it. And great tactical decision by both competitors, I thought. Look at Guilherme Tamega, shacked again. Is this going to be better than 8.75,
Oh,
Manny?
my.
Nice barrel. We'll see. I mean,
Comes
he's gonna have
out
to
of
do
that.
something really big here. No, he knows it's not. But, you know, that's a good wave. But, hey, it doesn't even matter for him. He's got an 8.75, and that's what counts.
I got to give props to Brazil for producing some incredible bodyboarders. Not only this guy leading the charge, he is an idol of many. Guilherme Tamega able to find the pocket and get into a couple barreling section right there on the inside, and somehow, some way, he is able to maintain the speed inside of that little barrel and punch through the lip at the end of that, and he kicks out of there. But Brazil, definitely a bodyboarding factory.
It's a factory. Look at this wave coming. Was Mitch going to go? Nope. He's just waiting patiently. So, I mean, gosh, he's got to wait for a bomb.
And I'm not talking about just the men. I mean, we see Eder Luciano, Uri Valadão, Jose Otavio.
Isabella Souza.
Yes, the females. Oh, my.
Ripping.
You have Isabella Souza. You have Neymara Calvello.
Wow.
You have Carla Costa Taylor.
Wow.
Myla Venturin.
My.
Claudia Ferrar, who's now living in Hawaii. I mean, you have a whole slew of Brazilian females and male bodyboarders coming out on a different high level on the bodyboarding scene. So Brazil is amazing. Put Brazil on your to-do list if you are a traveling bodyboarder.
Yeah, you have to come experience it. You know, there's great waves. It's a big country. The waves all along this eastern coastline of Brazil. Jackson? And wow, you guys would really love it. Great food. Probably the best food in the world. Some of the best food in the world I've had here, Manny. It is delicious. Everywhere I've gone, I've just been just treated to copious amounts of deliciousness. But you know what? Minute 30 seconds. It's gonna be. It's looking, man, anything can happen. Okay, we say anything can happen, but it could be a rematch again. Guilherme versus Dave Winchester. What are we talking about?
Woo!
What?
Well, we know what happened in the last event, the Arica Chilean Challenge.
Dave got him in the last
20 seconds. The last 20 seconds in the final, it was Guilherme Tamega and Dave Winchester. Dave Winchester finding a solid wave in the last 20 seconds to pull that win away from Guilherme Tamega in Chile. Now we can probably see a rematch of GT and Dave Winchester here in Brazil. Guilherme's home turf. Redemption time for Guilherme, possibly. It's not over. 1 minute left. Will Mitch Rollins find that wave higher than an 8.75?
45 seconds left. I mean, we saw Winnie do it in Chile. You know, he beat him. So it's possible. Set coming. 30 seconds left. Mitch is going to have to make his move here or the next wave. That's it.
That's all Mitch has.
He's not going on this one. There's about 30 seconds left. And, gosh, looks like Guilherme Tamega is going to the final. He is going to be psyching. I mean, it's going to be an intense final.
A rematch.
I mean, it might be more intense than than
Oh.
Mitch versus Galermi.
Look at
What?
Mitch slapping the water, knowing time is running out, and he looks over the water, doesn't see
He's
a
pissed.
set. Look at him.
Shattered dreams. Shattered dreams. It's over.
Look at Galermi. Watch him celebrate right there. Oh, he
The
knows.
beach is erupting. The beach is erupting.
Oh,
in
we
Brazil.
have a showdown, people.
Look at them. Look at them. The Brazilians all behind their boy, Guilherme Tomega, the 6-time world champ, versus Dave Winchester. What's going to happen in the final? Wow. So, it's important for both competitors. Guilherme's got a second place, and he's got 2 throwaways already. So, basically, if Dave Winchester wins this event, Guilherme is going to be really hard for him to catch him. But, anything's possible. But I think